Hello, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's reads. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them, of course. This is on channel James 13 Wicca on YouTube, of course. For the main part of the reading for the tarot part, I'm using a deck by Denise Jarvie, artwork by Tony Carmine Salerno. Here's the front. The Art of Love Tarot. Skipped a beat on that one, didn't I? The website is blueangelonline.com if you want to check it out. It's there at the bottom. Hopefully you can see that. Supportive Oracle Cards, Spellcasting Oracle Cards by Flavia, Barbara, and Lisbeth. There are their full names down there if you want to see how to spell them correctly. There's also a few websites on the back here. SheWhoIsArt.com always sticks out to me. Whatever works for you, go ahead and search that deck down if you're interested, of course. And for the dice, the game dice I use are from mathartfun.com, which were a gift, which I'm very thankful for. So if you want, I have a 22-sided dice. I use 22 as 0, so I just, there's 21 cards, 22, including the Fool. Instead of 0, I use 22 for the Fool, 14-sided dice for the card for the Minor Arcana, and then a 4-sided dice for the element that goes with it. That's what I have for that. Alright, that being said, if you want a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and let's go into your reading. Hello, Pisces. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Pisces? You got success around you. Okay, one more. Oh, this is unexpected. Okay. Your reading is good. You might not feel empowered at the moment, but your reading is good. One more. Really? Yeah. Okay. Strength. A lot of strength coming through. The willingness to actually try. If you're gun shy about whatever the subject turns out to be, there's a reason for it. Because you have conflict in your past, but they're like, a new day is dawning, a new possibility is coming forward. You have a possibility for your life to be better than it currently is. For those of you this reading will hit with, whoever this is hitting for, you know what I mean, whoever it is, how many ever you. Okay, let's see if the words work out. It's totally elective. It's a chance to upgrade your life. It's a chance for life to go better. It's a chance to get better out of your life. But whatever this subject is has always been a chore. It's been hard. And the way you feel about it is totally valid. There's totally good reasons why you feel the way you feel. But I feel like this reading is coming forward to say that, yeah, that has happened, but you have the chance for better. But no one's going to force you to try. No one's going to force you to go for it. If you don't want it, or if you're like, I can't do that, that is your business. This is a reading meant to encourage you in the sense of, like, if it means enough, yes, you can have this. This can come your way. And it's something where you've had to fight to get where you are. And it's not a fight you wanted to do. It's a fight you were thrown in the middle of. It's kind of like I was on the wall and I was thrown right in the middle of the pit, and I had to get out of it. I didn't have a choice, is how it feels. I was thrown in the middle of it, whatever it was, and I did my best and I got out of it, and I moved forward and I healed from it. And one of the reasons I don't go back into it, one of the ways I keep myself strong is, like, I don't put myself into these situations where I'm unprotected, which makes analytical sense very easily. At the same time, though, whatever it is you really want in life, it also seems to have this it's like this grand field I can't get across this field because I feel like I'm too vulnerable. It's not that I physically can't do it. It's kind of like, but if I go across this field, it's like a 10-mile field. And it's like, it's barren, it's dry, there's no protection from anything. I can try my best to prepare myself for it, but I have to make it across this 10-mile field on foot by myself. And that's how it feels. And it's like, I can't even see 10 miles away. Like, I can make out maybe some things that are over there, but I have no idea if what I really want is actually there. And I have to do this by foot. Granted, I could probably go a mile or two, and then if it really makes me nervous, I could come back. But that's a lot to put into this. Like, it's a lot. It's hard. But it's something that you want is out there, and it's kind of like, yeah, but I don't know. Even if I put in the effort, I'm questioning, even if I put in the effort, will it really be there for me? Even if I don't end up in as much damage or in this worst case scenario thing, even if it doesn't go really bad for me, will it be good enough to have been worth it? Will it be good enough to have been worth it? There's questions like this. So how you feel makes sense. And I feel like they're validating that right off the bat. Like, definitely. And it's kind of like, you have a choice here. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and put myself in there. I'm a Pisces too. I love to put that in there every once in a while. Those of you who have been watching for a while knew it was going to happen sooner or later. All right, just being real. This card is the Seven of Swords. It means you have been avoiding this subject. Doesn't mean anybody's wrong, right, bad, good. Doesn't mean anything like that. It's just acknowledging that this subject, you've totally been avoiding it. Just totally been avoiding it. The advice is to improve your life and go back into it. To give it another roll. You have the strength. You can do it. It makes sense why you're nervous. It makes sense why you're scared. Or about, reservations about it. Makes total sense. The thing is, if you're still watching, this is the thing, this is the kicker. I'm saying this as a Pisces. If you're still watching, it's because you do want it. You just feel like you're standing out here in the darkness, and you do want it. And every now and then, you let yourself think of it just a little bit. Maybe not too much, just a little bit. Based on whatever that means for you. Just once in a while, you let the thought creep in. Every once in a while, you're like, maybe I could do that. But the thought only goes so far, and you're like, you know what, no. Let's, reality, Pisces. We go back to reality, Pisces. Back to reality. And you pull yourself back. But you have the intellect to do it. The Queen of Swords? Yeah, Queen of Angels, angels or swords in this deck. That's the Queen, yeah? Yeah. In case you want to know, stars or wands, hearts or cups, angels or swords, and I think the last one, trees are pentacles, in case you're wondering. You can do this. It's hard. It's harder to give it a chance than to actually do it. It's harder to get yourself to actually venture into it. That's the hardest part than actually doing it. Because of how life has been and how things have been in the past, it makes total sense. But again, there's another card here, the Star card, saying you want it. You do want it. It's also one of those things that just it rolls around every once in a while. It rolls around your brain and you're like, I wish I could have that. Some of you may even tell yourself, it's just not going to happen in this life for me. I want it, but it's just never going to happen. It's not true. It can happen. But if you decide to not try, that's totally your business. But it's not because you can't have it. It's not because it's barred from you. It's because it's a mountain. It feels like a mountain. The thing is, it feels like a mountain. Because I'm like, is it a mountain? Let's do some dice on this. Is it really a mountain, or does it just feel like it? I feel like the first step is a mountain. Stepping outside on the coldest winter day is the hardest part. You got the 12 of Swords, or the 12 that's the Knight. The Knight of Swords, half in, half out, which means you're helping and hurting yourself at the same time. You're like, I know these are the facts, and then you're like, and this is exactly why I'll fail. It's kind of like, I know this is why, I know these are the facts. So it's like that. The good side is saying these are some of the facts, but it's also you're doubling back on yourself saying, and that's why I'm going to fail. Six of Major Arcana is the Lover's card. You really do want this, but you're trying not to let yourself acknowledge it. You do want it. It's just like it always plagues your brain. It's kind of like it just always comes back. Okay, we're gonna go into the 3 face down cards, which make me nervous because I'm like, this is something in the environment that you don't know is there. Page of Cups. It's angels again. 8 of Fire. And the Knight of Cups. Knight of Hearts, Knight of Cups. Whatever this is, the backing is there. I feel like that makes me even more nervous to know it doesn't take a lot. Somebody's looking for you. Or something is like looking for you. And when you start stepping forward, it'll come forward really fast. It will come forward very fast when you step out there on the field. Whatever it is, it'll come forward to you really fast and you'll get the help to get across that field. Which might be the scariest part. Because this person, or it does feel like a person. This doesn't have to be romance, by the way. This could be, maybe getting that career that you've always wanted, or having that house you've always wanted, or, maybe starting that family you've always wanted. Could be anything. Whatever, it's something that's always been difficult for you. You've always wanted it, but you can't seem to make it happen. Maybe it's finances are a challenge. Maybe it's kind of like making peace with spirituality. I know there's a lot of people out there that they go from one religious thought to different one religious school to another, not because they're flighty, but because they're trying to really find out what's the actual truth. What's the blanking truth? What's the real truth? And they're saying you can get closer to that. You can definitely get closer to that and you can make peace with it. You just don't realize you can. And it may come closer a lot sooner than you think. Comes forward very fast. Okay. Now it's a general read, so how fast that is subjective, clearly. But you also have the success in the environment. There's a lot of success around you. The universe wants you to have this, is rooting for you, definitely. But, the rules of the universe are also like you got to put in the effort, you got to use your brain, and you will. You know what to look out for. You've learned those lessons. Those lessons were hard. And you learned them. Like, you know. Is that the 2 of Cups? Okay, so the way this is going to start is you're going to really start loving it. And it's going to make you nervous. It's going to come in fast. It's going to move you forward, and you're going to love it. And then the 17 is the star card. It's half in, half out, which to me is an information card. Sometimes talks about Aquarius. Talks about hope sometimes. Sometimes talks about getting deeper into a situation and finding out the truth. Seeing the truth that not everybody sees. And what they're saying to do versus not to do is very, very interesting. What not to do is just to go along with it and just love it. That's what not to do. Okay. Let me show you what they're saying to do. This may be very confusing for a lot of people. The Lover's card is what they're saying to do. Well, one of these is like, this is more of a passive in the way I'm reading it, because I'm more of an intuitive reader. This is more of a passive way of handling it. Kind of like, all right, it's going well for now. Let's just see where it goes. Let's just roll with it. They're saying don't do that. This is more of an active card to me. Kind of like, all right, I see where this is going. I see I like it right now. I don't know how far it's going to go or where it's going to go. But I need to be an active chooser. I need to be an active participant. I need to put out what I want. I need to talk about what I want. I need to actively move it where I want it to be. Which shouldn't be an uphill battle. It should be just like, I feel like if this really clicks in the way it should, it's talking about what I want, what I like. Because Pisces is very giving. I'm saying this as a Pisces. Whatever the situation is, you'll give to it. When it gives to you, you'll give without reservation. As long as you feel honored and loved or cared for or like appreciated, I'm trying to find the right word here, you'll give back as long as you're given that stuff. It's keep your eye on it, make sure you're treated well, and then also put your voice out there. This is what I would like. This is where I would like to be. The way this situation matches up for you, I don't feel like I have to bully my thoughts forward. I just have to keep them out there. I have to keep that energy flowing. I just have to keep it flowing and say what I want and say what I like, because you will definitely do your half of the bargain or your part of the bargain, whatever that may be. Be an active participant. Active. Don't just kind of like sit back and like, all right, I'll see where this goes. Makes sense why you would do that, but it's kind of like, no, keep talking, keep communicating. I don't like carrots. I do like tomatoes. I I don't like burnt toast. I do like fresh, soft croissants. Stuff like that. Some of this, like I'm using that toast analogy. It may seem kind of obvious, but some people are like, "Well, you ate it, so I must have been good enough," so they don't question it. You're like, "How did you not know I didn't like burnt toast?" You have to actually. That's another part of this participating. Kind of like, "Oh, I don't need to say anything about that. It's obvious I didn't like it. I just ate it because it was there." No, say like, "I don't like that burnt toast," or even better yet, kind of like, what? I'm not gonna. I'll go without. I don't really want that burnt toast. I'm not gonna eat it. I'll wait for something later. So people realize and then communicate. Yeah, no, I don't want to eat burnt toast. I just don't want to eat it because I feel like Pisces would be the one kind of like, well, I don't want anybody to feel bad and. I don't want anybody else to have to take the burnt toast, so I'll take the burnt toast. I feel like Pisces does that. Tell me if I'm wrong. But don't take that burnt toast. Don't take that burnt toast. It's having the courage to have your opinion out there. That seems to be a thing. But you seem to also rally others around you who want to hear your opinion. Keep that in mind as this keeps moving forward, whatever this is. Because the more strength you have, the stronger the situation gets. The more you communicate, the more people want you to communicate. You will get positive reinforcement to keep communicating. You just got to keep yourself in line with that, just to keep it going. You got strength. This is another strength card, the Force, that talks about literally the strength card. And then you got the courage card, strength, courage. Like, you got a lot of strength coming in here. It's saying you have what it takes to make this happen. You've been through this. You just got to keep your voice out there. You will do your half, your part, whatever you want to say. Just keep your voice out there. You gotta just keep your voice out there. Which for some that is hard. I don't know. It depends on the situation for me. Sometimes I start talking, you can't shut me up. Other times you can't get a peep out of me. It depends on who's around. It depends on the situation. So if I was kind of like looking at this for myself, I'm less like, even if I don't feel confident that people want to hear my words, I still need to throw them out there. Even if I don't think people really appreciate me sharing what I think, I still need to put it out there. And it's kind of like, so if you're anything like me, where, in certain situations you can talk a lot, and other things where you don't feel quite as comfortable, you can't get a peep. You got to kind of like force yourself, it may not be eloquent, it may not come forward out, it may not be all pretty the way I say it, but I need to get it out there. I need to get it out. You don't like something, say, no, stop it, I don't like it. Like it's kind of like, even in the sense of like people who email you and you never respond, you're like, you think they catch the clue. If I'm not responding, I don't like you. But they don't, so you might have to like literally send them an email back like, listen, I don't like you, stop emailing me. Just stop it. Like, it might be something flat out like that. You have the strength to do it. And the more you do it, when I'm getting the Seven of Pentacles, the more you do it, the stronger it gets, the better it gets. And this is your card, the Moon card. In the tarot deck, that's your card, the Moon card. You can have a lot more. This situation that you feel that you can't have, not only can you have it, you just got to maintain it. You can not only have it, keep it, and make it go beyond anything you thought it could be. Better than what you thought was even available to you. And I think we kind of ended with that. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.